The Los Angeles Chargers are gearing up for a heated preseason showdown against their city rivals, the LA Rams. And let me tell you, this matchup isn't just another preseason game. It's a battle for bragging rights in LA. Both sides want to set the tone early, and the Chargers are walking into this one with serious momentum. Before we dive into the latest updates, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and don't forget to ring the bell icon so you never miss a single Chargers update. Trust me, you'll want to stay locked in as we bring you every big headline and insider scoop all season long. Now, let's move on to the new news. Chargers fans, there's real excitement in the air. This team has been clicking on offense, showing flashes that have fans buzzing about what's to come. The confidence is building, the chemistry looks sharp, and now the question is, how will they stack up against the Rams? What makes this game so intriguing is that the Chargers have hinted at putting some of their starters on the field. That raises the stakes big time, because we might get our first real glimpse of how this squad is shaping up for the regular season. And yes, this even includes quarterback Justin Herbert. Now, why is this important? After Rashawn Slater went down with an injury, the Chargers had to shuffle the offensive line. Joe Alt is sliding over from right tackle to left, and that's no small adjustment. Herbert stepping in for some preseason reps isn't just for show. It's about timing, chemistry, and getting comfortable with protection changes against real pass rushes. Don't be surprised if we see a sprinkle of Trey Lance, maybe even Taylor Heinicke, or DJ Uiagalelei taking the field as well. The Chargers clearly want their starters sharp, but they're also balancing the need to get everyone else game ready before Week 1 in Brazil against none other than the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, let's talk momentum. In their last two preseason games, the Chargers handled business, crushing the Detroit Lions in the Hall of Fame game 34-7, and then outmuscling the Saints 27-13. Those performances have fans buzzing, but here's the kicker. No team that's ever won the Hall of Fame game has gone on to win a Super Bowl. So the big question is, can the Chargers finally be the team to break that strange curse? Charger fans can breathe a little easier, because Jim Harbaugh has this squad locked in. Everything about his approach screams preparation, discipline, and confidence. This team isn't just showing up for another season. They're looking to make a statement that the rest of the NFL can't ignore. Now, let's break down the latest updates. Jordan Olukun and DZ Fitzpatrick remain on injured reserve, while Trey Lance and Jalen Reagor are listed as questionable. Both are considered day-to-day, so their availability could come right down to a game-time decision. Whether they suit up or sit out, the Chargers are prepared to adjust. And then there's the big headline around Naji Harris. For weeks, fans have been holding their breath after concerns about his eye injury. The good news? Harris is officially back on the practice field. He's participating in team drills, still without pads or contact, but the fact that he's moving with the squad is a huge relief. Some worried the Chargers might have to turn to rookie Omarion Hampton as the fallback option, but seeing Harris out there, even in a limited role, is the spark this team needed. It shows he's on the path back, and if he continues to progress, Charger Nation can expect to see him back in action sooner rather than later. We should see Naji Harris in full contact drills soon, possibly within the next week, and that's going to be huge for this offense. The thought of Harris lining up with this explosive Chargers unit should have fans fired up, because the Bolts have already been showing flashes of what they can become. One name that's really jumped off the page is Kendra Lambert-Smith. Fresh out of college, he's been turning heads and proving he belongs. His energy and playmaking ability are making a strong case for a bigger role moving forward. And let's not forget about the secondary. It's been one of the brightest spots of the preseason. In the Hall of Fame game, Miles Purchase snatched 2 interceptions. And before his injury, Eric Rodgers also grabbed 2 picks, including a highlight reel pick 6. That kind of production is exactly what Jesse Minter wants as he molds this defense into a disciplined, ball-hawking unit. The front office hasn't been sitting still either. Just recently, the Chargers brought in veteran tackle David Sharp, a 29-year-old with stops in Baltimore, Washington, and Carolina. Whether he ends up pushing for a rotation spot or providing critical depth, it's a smart move. Depth was a major issue for this team last year, and shoring it up now shows the Chargers are learning from the past. This balance, explosive new talent on offense, a hungry secondary on defense, and added reinforcements in the trenches, paints the picture of a Chargers team determined to be sharper, deeper, and stronger than we've seen in years. The Chargers also made a roster move, bringing in Nemia Shelton while placing Jordan Olukun on injured reserve. Shelton has shown flashes in past opportunities, and while this may be more of a depth addition, it highlights once again how committed the Chargers are to stacking talent across the board, especially in the secondary. What really stands out, though, is the mentality of this team. It feels like the Chargers are ready to compete at every level, and now it's about proving it against the Rams. Preseason meetings between these two always feel like a tease. Wouldn't it be something if we finally got a regular season battle of LA? That's when we'd really see who owns the city. For now, though, there are a few things worth watching. The run game, for instance, is starting to show real promise. Kimani Vidal has been sharp, and while rookie Omarion Hampton hasn't had a ton of carries yet, every snap from him feels like a glimpse of potential. If the coaches give him a little more work, we might be talking about a backfield that's deeper than people realize. And of course, the wide receiver room is going to get interesting. Players like Brendan Rice are fighting for their spot. And with roster cuts looming, every rep could decide who makes the cut and who doesn't. This is where preseason battles really matter, not just for wins, but for the futures of young playmakers trying to earn their place in the league. As the Chargers close in on trimming the roster to 53, the competition is only getting tougher. Some players will make the cut, others might be moved to the practice squad, and a few will see their time with the team come to an end. This is the reality of preseason. It's not just about preparing for games. It's about deciding who's truly ready to help this team chase greatness. The wide receiver group has been sharp, but spots are limited. The offensive line, meanwhile, remains one of the biggest storylines. With Rashawn Slater sidelined, the shuffling has already begun, and depth will be tested. The front office has explored free agent options. Names like George Fant and Jedrick Wills are still out there. But for now, the burden falls on the guys in camp to prove they can protect their franchise quarterback. That's why this preseason game against the Rams carries weight beyond the scoreboard. It's an audition, a statement, and a chance for unsung players to secure their role. Predictions in the preseason are always a coin flip. But if the Chargers play with the same energy and sharpness they've shown so far, I like their chances. Call it 23-17, Chargers. No matter the result, one thing is clear. This team looks hungry, motivated, and ready to take the fight into the regular season. The battle for LA is just the beginning. And ready to take the fight into the regular season. The battle for LA is just the beginning.